let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. Six. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up, and let's go.
Radio show powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Friday, everybody. We're going to have a fun day. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much for dialing us in this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, start leaving your comments in the comments section. Of course, follow us on our other social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson. How are you doing?
What's up, buddy? Doing well, man. Excited for a Friday here.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's do something really fun. Usually we spend the first 15, 20 minutes just talking about our own personal lives. But there's a huge sporting event today. It's called the Ryder Cup. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like one of the largest international golf competitions. I think you've heard of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, you've heard of it. And we're going live to the Ryder Cup on the first tee at Bethpage Black, and that's where Coach Hersom is. What's up, man?
I don't think you can hear us.
Not much. I hope you guys can hear me. I mean, there's a few people around here or whatever. The grandstands are kind of in the back. I had a spot picked out here just off the first tee. Unfortunately, we're a little ways away from where I planned on being because there's some guy named the president that's up there too. So they have extra security measures today.
So you're in Iowa State gear. You're not working today. Oh, he can't.
I'm not working today, and I got to represent. I mean, I'm wearing red. I got a little yellow guy that I can like or whatever. That is what it is.
You know what it is, Ross. I think that there's so many people.
As you can tell, it's a bit of a start. I got out here at 5 a.m. this morning. Excuse me?
No.
Hey, you wanted to see that whole number one the other day that I fell away from. No, I got out here at 5 a.m. this morning, and there was a few people in the stand because I knew exactly where I wanted to be to see this, and we're seeing here in about so.
All right, buddy.
Coach, thank you. That's
thank
awesome.
you, buddy,
That's
because
so
the
cool.
cell service is cutting you out. But just hearing that crowd, hearing everything is awesome. Have fun today. And we'll soon. Whoa! We got the flyover! Oh, what timing! Oh.
USA! That was
perfect
amazing.
timing. Wow. What timing. You just saw the flyover live on the Rush Radio Show. You heard the flyover. You could just...
That was freaking awesome.
Do you know how many people were probably using their cell phones? Because the other day, there was no problem whatsoever. He was crystal clear. Yeah. Audio was perfect. And then you throw 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people on a golf course, everybody on their cell phones.
Dude, remember the last time that we talked to him, there were literally 4 people. As he spun around, there were 2 people on the course and 2 other people standing there. He was one of 5 people within about an 8-acre circle. He was one of about 8,000 right there. A freaking flyover to start the show, dude. That was awesome.
We just started the Rush Radio Show with a flyover from the Ryder Cup. I don't think too many other shows in the country can say that. And then, how about him representing the Iowa State?
I'm not surprised by that at all. Yeah,
and he's inside the ropes. There's a difference between outside the ropes, inside the ropes. People are like, who's this guy in an Iowa State sweatshirt?
How did I get confused? I thought that he was working. He's not working today. He's only working.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll talk to him when he gets back in it. No, I don't think we can hear. I mean, that was perfect.
It was
freaking perfect. Got the flyover.
Everybody's like, man, I'd like to live his life. Even though we could barely hear him and it was getting cut up, we got enough to understand. It was beautiful.
That was freaking sweet.
What is it about a flyover that just makes you feel like?
Why do we? You know, that James McCann, the Australian comedian we saw at Shane Gillis. Remember him? He was, I thought, the best comedian that night. He's a hilarious comedian. He has a bit about this. He's like, you know, I went to this American football game and the U.S. military flew over the top. Why is the U.S. military involved in collegiate athletics?
Because he's the Australian, right? He was the Australian.
He's like, you Americans are the only one that's including the military in your sports.
Yeah, because we love the military.
There is something about it, dude. What is it? What is it that you? I was at the. I mean, I've got the big poster of the low flyover from the Wisconsin game. That was amazing. Flyovers were always cool. Even when it's the bomber, every now and again you get, like, you know, the single plane.
Yeah, and when it's the stealth bomber, because you're like, oh my God, that thing it's so sleek and undetectable by radar, and you don't hear it coming, and all of a sudden you're like, that's a B-2 stealth bomber. That's really cool.
But the best one is that one. The best one is like the three fighter jets.
The F-16s.
Hear them screaming.
And then the theme from Top Gun comes into your head.
Start hearing Kenny Loggins.
Yes. Fly away to the danger zone.
Highway to the danger zone.
Is that? I always thought it was fly. Here's another experiment. Lyrics that you thought were something else. It's highway to the danger zone. I always thought it was fly away to the danger zone, which would make sense. Fly away to the danger zone
for
would
the
make
movie.
sense.
It would and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's highway to the danger zone.
You're probably right. You know, I'm just going to take your words for it because,
dude, I watched a crazy one last night. 2/3 of the way through one.
Well, I knew it had to be crazy because I woke up this morning and I had a missed phone call from Ross Peterson. And that could only be one of two things. Hey, man, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to make the show, which there's no excuse now. I don't care if you're on your deathbed. I'm going to wheel you up to from your bed.
You've missed way more shows here than I have.
But only because I'm out of town. I haven't missed one living here yet.
I haven't missed a single rush.
I know. That's why I'm just saying it would be one of two things. No, just let me finish the story. It'd be, I'm not going to make it, which never happens, or, dude, I've gone down a rabbit hole and you've got to hear this.
So this is credit to my buddy Ryan Carlstead at Willis. It perfect timing, dude. Like 7:30 last night. I'm just getting ready to go upstairs and like settle down for the night, and I'm even thinking, like, what am I going to watch tonight? I didn't really care about the Thursday night football game. I was watching it at the time. It wasn't grabbing my interest. Let's see. Harrison Jr. sucks, and the Arizona
Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals look like they'd been splattered with mud. So my buddy sends me a message. He's like, dude, cocaine quarterback on Prime. Sure. Fire it up. I'm going to give you like the synopsis of it, okay? Because it starts off and it says, the 2004 USC football team might have been the greatest college football team of all time. A lot of people think that the MVP was Matt Leinart or Reggie Bush or Lendell White. But anybody on that team knows that the true MVP was Owen Hansen.
Who?
Yeah, he was like a fourth-string wide receiver. And then they go to the locker room, and this guy says, "Oh, absolutely. You want to talk about on the field? It was absolutely Reggie White, Matt Leinart, Lendell White. Off the field, in the locker room, our MVP was absolutely Owen Hansen.
Like a rah-rah guy? Like
that's what I thought. I'm like,
yeah.
Owen Hansen's a kid that never played football, Travis. Had never played football in his life. He grew up in California, and he was a volleyball player. He'd gone to USC to play volleyball. And then he walked on to the 2004 USC football team, one of the greatest college football teams of all time. And a lot of guys say, yeah, he was the true MVP. Travis, he was their drug dealer.
Like cocaine?
No, he didn't get into cocaine until after college. He was their steroid guy.
Oh, you're telling me that college athletes used steroids back in the early 2000s? Not so, Ross.
I'm telling you that USC was cheating.
No.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, Pete Carroll did stuff that was outside of the lines. Bum, bum, bum. Reggie Bush did stuff he might go on and on. Those guys wanted to win more than do things the right way.
They're just looking for an edge.
Dude, it's crazy. This kid turns from a college volleyball player to a walk-on football player to an international drug pen. It's a wild story. Involves Vegas. It involves liars lying to liars.
Mexican cartels.
Mexican cartel. It's a wild ride. I'm only through the first 2 episodes and I fell asleep.
How many episodes are there?
3. Only 3.
Are they like hour long, half hour long?
Yeah, they're about 45 minutes, something like that. I felt like, and it's really good. I mean, they talk to all the people. They don't talk to Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, but they talk to a lot of the people. They don't talk to Pete Carroll, but they talk to other people within the organization and team that say, "Oh yeah."
You wonder, and I'm not equating this to drugs. I need to clarify. This does not have anything to do with drugs. But you wonder if you go to the Iowa locker room or the Iowa State locker room, and if there is obviously Rocco Beck would be your on the field MVP, right? If there is an MVP who just everybody likes that is like a 4-stringer, right? It's like, oh yeah, he's our guy off the field.
See, I would say Rudy, but now we've had all those guys come out and say, I wouldn't even like Rudy.
Damn. Now I'm going to have to watch. Now what I know what I'm doing tonight, because Anjanette's going to go, do you have plans tonight? Yeah, we're going to watch Cocaine Quarterback. I'm not watching that. Well, I am, so go do what you want to do. That's going to consume 3 hours of my life, sweetheart.
Yeah, it involves a Vegas gambler who's kind of a shithead also, and he ends up stealing from the dude. It's a wild ride, man. It's fun.
You know what I did this morning? I got the show sheet done early. I got it emailed off to you. And now that I have the TV down in the office, in the studio, I pulled up the YouTube, right? And I did a 7-minute Tai Chi beginner workout.
Did you really?
I did. I found a 7-minute Tai Chi beginner workout.
We're gonna ask Kluver. We're gonna ask Clover about Tai Chi.
And because this has been in our head, it's been on our social media feeds, and we've talked about Tai Chi on this show way more than probably any other show in America. But I'm like, you know what? I was feeling a little tight this morning. I'm like, let's see what the Tai Chi does. And Ross, here's what I realized during the Tai Chi. I don't have very good balance.
Yeah.
And it's not that you have to move around a lot, but there are a couple moves that I had to do, and I'm like, oh, I can't stand on one foot very well. And it wasn't hard. I didn't work up a sweat, but it was, gathering, pushing.
Sorry. I don't mean to laugh at it. I shouldn't laugh at it.
No, you should laugh at it. Because when you're doing it, you feel like kind of a dork, right? You're like, yeah, because you're gathering your energy, pushing.
Did Travis or Brian ask a question? You're supposed to make a sound, or are you supposed to go like?
No. That was, they never said, do a heavy breath.
Okay, all right. It's just motion.
Just motion. And trying to become centered with yourself.
I like that idea.
But when they said stand on this foot, and I was like, I'm going to fall over. I'm Humpty Dumpty. Who's going to put me back together again? Oh, God. We got some stuff to give away today. We have another pair of Eric Church tickets to give away sometime during the next hour and 45 minutes. We also have the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo, your chance to pick up a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. That'll be happening. And, of course, Tyler Kluver, former Iowa long snapper and host of the Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast, is going to be joining us at 7:30. It is homecoming tomorrow in Iowa City. Homecoming! And, Ross, it was announced yesterday that Dan McCarney will be the honorary captain of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Coach McCarney and I were talking last night. I said, hey, do you want to come on with us this morning? He goes, I love coming on with you and Ross. He goes, let me clarify that. He goes, I don't get to my hotel in Iowa City until 1 a.m. He goes, I'm going to have to take a rain check. I said, Coach, totally understand. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But McCarney he's just amazing. And what I mean by that is pro-Iowa State, probably the only guy that can get away with wearing two hats at the same time.
Can Gable?
Bruno said something to me the other day. Maybe Iowa State fans could help me out. Bruno and I were talking. He's like, you can't even sell Gable beer in Ames. And I went, what? And I didn't know that, and I don't know if it's true or not. But I don't know if Gable can wear two hats at the same time or not.
That's why I questioned it. I think Iowa State fans go, no, we don't want you to do that.
Yeah. But McCarney's different. McCarney is different. I mean, think about it. He gave that big old rah-rah speech before the Iowa State-Kansas State game, and now he's going to give a big old rah-rah speech tomorrow.
I want to be mean. I want to be mean. Can I be mean? Should I not be mean?
Be mean. Be mean.
I'm not trying to be mean. I think what I'm about to say is going to come across as mean to Iowa State fans. Tyler brings up another one that I want to throw into this mix. Okay, so we talk about Dan Gable did it. Dan Gable went from Iowa State and he goes to Iowa, and Iowa State fans say, "Be gone. We don't want you to be a part of this anymore." Dan McCarney goes from Iowa to Iowa State, and while I think that there was a long period of time when Iowa fans were like, "Oh, screw you, McCarney." Now everybody loves Dan McCarney. Remember the name Adam Haluska?
Yeah.
Went to Iowa State and then left Iowa State to go to Iowa.
Yeah.
And public enemy number one. You can't, this type of thing, you say his name to Iowa State fans and they cringe. They, I don't like that guy. Why? Why is it? Why have Iowa fans now embraced Dan McCarney, but those two, Dan Gable, hasn't been embraced back by Iowa State that way? Why is that?
Let me throw it out there. And I'm just playing mental gymnastics right now. Is that Dan McCarney did not go from Iowa to Iowa State. He went from Iowa to Wisconsin to be the defensive coordinator.
With Barry.
Hung out with Barry Alvarez for several years. Then everybody goes, well, Dan McCarney's the next up-and-coming head coach.
Yep.
He was going to take a job.
In need of change.
In need of change. He's an Iowa guy, grew up in Iowa City, and therefore he had that point of separation. And he never and he's always talked about his love for Iowa, his love of growing up in Iowa City. Now, when he was coaching against him, he wanted to beat him. There was no doubt about that. But you can't change the fact that he grew up in Iowa City. You can't change the fact that he played at the University of Iowa. He was part of Hayden Fry's coaching staff. That you look at that coaching staff.
Unreal.
It's unreal. And there was that point of separation. Gable was different but what was he supposed to do? Not go coach? I mean, you need to get a job.
Oh, yeah. I would hope nobody blames any of those guys.
Yeah.
But I was just curious of why that. I think Mike may have nailed it here. Mike says it all depends on the charisma of the person. Dan Gable, while an amazing athlete and an incredible coach, and magnetic in some ways, I would not call charismatic.
That's a good way to look at it. Almost chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And for good reason. If you've ever read Season on the Mat, which is a fabulous book, it's a sad book. I mean, there's a reason he has a chip on his shoulder. Why he was so determined to succeed. You know, with the murder of his sister, that was just horrific, right? I mean, but there was that chip on your shoulder, but Dan McCarney is just. He's the guy you want to party with. He's the guy you want to hang out with. He's the guy you want to have. You want to be around him. He was on this show, before Iowa State went to Ireland, and he just got done with his workout. He's all ripped, and he's just pumped up, and you're like, I want to hang out with you all the time.
When I grow up, I want to be Dan McCarney.
Yeah.
I also love just how we're able to do this. Greg wrote in and says, "Good morning, guys. I'm on a train on the way to Venice, Italy."
Okay, where are you on? Where'd you get on the train at? Did you get on?
We're in Italy. We're at Bethpage Black. We're in Ankeny. I imagine somebody in Ankeny's listening to us.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Somebody in Ankeny is listening.
We're probably in exotic places like Marshalltown, Osceola.
Well,
have you ever done the Triple O? You ever done the Triple O? You ever done a road trip where you did Osceola, Oskaloosa, Ottumwa? Oh, exhilarating.
Oh, we're in California right now?
Oh, you're pulling up the actual map.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is just on the audio stream. This doesn't count YouTube, but we're in California right now. We're in New Mexico right now. We're in Arizona right now. We're in Texas right now. We're in Georgia right now.
AJ is in Centerville preparing for the Pancake Day. A couple people in Centerville. Bill Ballard down in Centerville. Bill and AJ, hook up, guys. Preparing for Pancake Day.
So, what's Pancake Day?
I don't know. And
do you like are you a pancake guy? If I had to choose, if I had to give you a waffle or a pancake, which is essentially the same thing, just one goes in a waffle iron, one you do flat. What are you taking, a waffle? Or are you taking a pancake?
I'm taking a waffle.
I'm with you 100%. 100%.
John says he's calling. He says I'm calling bullshit on Ross. Is he talking about me? What did I say? Or did commenter Ross say something? I don't know. He must be talking about me. I don't know. What would it be about? It
would be about the McCarney situation and maybe the Gable situation. That maybe it's your take on Gable doesn't have charisma. It's charisma in a different way. And I'm assuming here.
Yeah. I was trying to find the word for that. I mean, I don't know that I would. I don't think Dan Gable. What I would describe as charisma is much more of that thing Dan McCarney has. I think you nailed it. Like. With Dan Gable, you get same feeling. You're just as teeth gritted. This is awesome. That was a great speech. But it's different with Gable. It has with Dan McCarney, it feels welcoming. With Dan McCarney, it feels like, hey, we're all going to go do this. With Dan Gable, I feel a lot more like, you are going to go kick that ass. There is nobody else.
And he's pro. I mean,
you're all alone.
And Gable's 100% Hawk, right? I mean, he is 100% Hawk.
And maybe he's calling bullshit about Gable not being welcomed up at Ames, because I have seen Gable welcomed up there, but you said that they Bruno told you they can't.
Yeah, Bruno goes, they sell Gable beer up there. I'm like, why wouldn't they be able to sell Gable beer up there? I mean, Dan Gable is one of the greatest Iowa State athletes of all time.
A Pancake Day does sound fun in Centerville, doesn't it?
Sure.
Ray's listening from Alaska.
Wow.
Dang, Ray. Probably has to just keep his wife away from Coach.
Where is Whittier, or Alaska?
I'm about to find out.
He could be on a fishing trip. That's where you have to go fishing next. I know you like Canada, but I would love to see you in Alaska.
All right. Whittier is definitely in Alaska. Yep, right there. Right in Alaska, in that one part.
in that one part.
You know how
that's
the bottom
bigger
of
than
Alaska
like 5
kinda,
states?
You know how bottom of Alaska kind of goes like this, and then the ocean's over here, the seas are. He's like here.
Okay.
Yeah. When he was in Alaska, I see.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, Ray is on I-35 South, according to Tyler, driving a truck.
They did. Mick asked a good question here. I saw this the other day, and Eli and I kind of went through it. Did you see the Register actually put out a thing a couple weeks ago, and it was the top 50 college wrestlers in the history of the state of Iowa?
Yeah.
A couple of kids from Grandview had made that list, and rightfully so.
And
Eric
rightfully
Thompson
so.
was one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was funny because I saw the thing, and I said, "Oh, Eli, who do you think's number one?" I knew who number one was going to be, who should have been. Guess who Eli thought number one was going to be? 15-year-old wrestler, loves wrestling. Think about it, 15 years old. Who's the most...
Spencer Lee.
Yes. He thought Spencer Lee. Spencer Lee was like 10th. And Eli was blown away. How is he 10th? Like, dude, look at it. I think he might be even further down than that. He's like, how's he behind Brands? I said, Eli, nobody won more college matches than Tom Brands. He won like 159 Division I college wrestling matches.
He was a beast.
Dude. But number one is Cale Sanderson.
I don't disagree with you.
I'd like to say Dan Gable. Dan Gable is second.
Cale Sanderson never lost.
Never lost. Never lost. Remember LeVar Ball?
Yes. Do I remember LeVar Ball? Hell, we spent
Never
like a whole
lost.
year talking about LeVar Ball. An entire year was dedicated to LeVar Ball.
I hated him at the time, and now I look back on it, and it's hilarious.
And he
Dude.
just disappeared.
They were selling Big Baller brand shoes, and the shoes were crap. And so people were writing in and saying, hey, my shoes are junk. And they would write back to those people and say, oh, you must be a little baller.
You little baller, you.
You must be a little baller. Why you buy Big Baller shoes when you're a little baller, man? That's why the shoes fail. That's why you think the shoes suck, because of you.
Use the Google machine. Does baller shoes still exist?
Big
Are they still
Baller brand shoes. There's no way that's still a thing, is it?
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You can still buy a pair of Big Baller brand shoes.
Yep. $180 for the BBB
No.
trigger. Yeah. Yeah, $179 for the BBB Trigger ZO2s. And if you want, if you really want to go vintage, you can get some for up near $1,000.
Vintage on a product that's older than 10 years old. We're now calling it vintage. Okay.
Launched in 2016.
It's been 10 years already?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
One of the tabs on the Wikipedia page, it's origins and history, products, sponsorships, customer service.
You must be a little baller. That's our customer service to you. You must be a little baller.
That's great. Better Business Bureau stated that the Big Baller brand still has an F grade.
F grade.
Never lost.
515-517-2303. In about an hour, Tyler Kluver going to be joining us. Of course, Iowa's at home tomorrow to play Indiana. It's homecoming. And as we mentioned, Dan McCarney going to be the honorary captain. So a lot of emotion going on in Iowa City. Iowa State is at home tomorrow night. They're going to play Arizona. Lots of good games in the Big Ten and the Big 12 we'll discuss. Plus Eric Church tickets to give away and the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo, where you can pick up a prize pack worth $90 right here on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
The end of summer means back-to-school shopping, new clothes, and school supplies. It also means the start of fall with all the incoming rain, rough roads, and eventual snow. For the month of September, we are offering a buy three, get one for $1 on select tires, $10 off all wiper blades, and $25 off installs of new batteries. Tackle the seasons without hurting your pocketbook. Give us a call or schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by...
A reminder to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa, so pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. If you're watching on YouTube right now, go ahead and scan that QR code. That'll take you right to iowacorn.org. Happy Friday. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Ryder Cup underway. We started the show with a flyover. Yes, we were live with the flyover at the Ryder Cup. Bryson DeChambeau and his team already up one up after one hole, Ross. And so Team USA, USA.
I got a text that said DeChambeau with a big start. Threw some other words in there, but
Yeah, and he just had an approach on number 2 that was incredible. And I was just watching the slope at Bethpage Black. I was like, oh, that would scare the hell out of me. You know, there are some holes you just like, oh God, how am I going to play this? I think I'm just going to putt.
What do you think on a true story here? What do you think you'd shoot
at Bethpage?
Like at Bethpage Black, 150,
130.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Am I counting the lost ball like a true
if
score?
They made you, somebody actually went with you and said, all right, ball in the water, you're dropping 2, you're hitting 3.
Oh, probably about 150.
Yeah, that's what I would feel like. I mean, if I had to count every putt.
Yeah, if you're counting when I fluff the ball out of the rough, it would definitely be a 150.
I think you could give me every one of my little cheats that I use, all of them. I think that you should be able to throw the ball if you want to. I really do think in golf that should be a rule because throwing the ball is harder than hitting it. From the sand trap, I swear to God, it's harder. Try it sometime. How about this? I think you should be able to kick a putt. One time every 9 holes, I think you should be able to kick a putt.
Just kind of use your toe. When was it? We were at the old station golf outing. Remember they had those fake throwing
the golf fling.
Yeah,
things.
it was like fly fishing, right?
Yeah, well, that's a good way to put it. You had to catch. Yeah. That's a good. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that thing.
That was because it was dumb, and you're like, and you never got the satisfaction of hitting the. There's something about the. And you're like, oh, even if you shank it, if you pull it, it doesn't matter. If you connect well, you're like, yeah. You throw it, and you're like, well, that just hurt. That just hurt.
I think one time every 9 holes, you should be able to put your back to the hole and putt between your legs. That doesn't count. Those don't count as strokes. That's just you got a little help. I'd still shoot a 150.
100%. You know, I like to say that, God, I broke 90 this time. I really didn't break 90 because I cheated according to the USGA golf rules.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, if I fluff the ball up a little bit, I'm just giving myself a bit of advantage because I'm not a very good golfer.
Right.
Okay?
And here's the thing. I'm never going to be. Like, people are like, you're cheating yourself. Out of what? Out of
a good time?
What do you think you're going to get out of this game? What do you think you're going to become? Oh, I got to follow all the rules so that when I shoot my 74, I feel like I shot a 74. Cool, man, because I shoot a 94 and have just as much fun. In fact, I enjoy my round more than you do.
Do you think like a Bryson DeChambeau, a Scotty Scheffler, a Tiger Woods, when they just go play a normal, regular round, right? When they're going, like, I'm gonna go play 18 today. Yeah. Do you think they fluff the ball in the rough, or do you think they play by their USGA God-given rules?
I think that they do. I've never played with a Tiger Woods. I've never played with a PGA professional, but I've played with a guy that is an amazing golfer. I mean,
really good amateur in the state, right?
Shot a 29 on 9 holes at Grandview. That good, insanely good. And sometimes he golfs barefoot. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, he's not taking it like that. He's a guy that he's playing for something. He's playing for something. He's got a real chance of doing something with this golf thing in his life. Me? It's like shooting baskets outside. It's the exact same thing. It's like shooting baskets. Am I going to go out there and go, all right, guys, we got to play by the NBA rules? All right, everybody, so only 5 guys on the court at a time. Everybody else has to sit on the sideline. We got to get 2 officials out here. 3 officials. Shit, we need 3 officials. We got to call 3. No, you take the ball, you go outside, you shoot a couple shots, you play horse with your buddy. You never in an NBA game do they play horse. Never.
No.
Why do we play horse? Well, then why do we go to the golf course and we go, all right, guys, we got to play by all the rules that all the professionals and all the best players in the world play by. And then this game will not be fun and we'll be really angry. And I've never understood it.
Because it's a game of honor, Ross. It's a game of honor.
Sure. If you're playing for money and if you're playing for something, and that comes into the effect when I can't see my playing partner. He's in the woods. He's on the other side of a hill. We trust that each person is going to do the thing because we're in a competition. I don't compete. I paid to play.
But going back to the original question, when you play with your amateur buddy who's really, really good, does he fluff the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the ball's laying in a dirt spot on a, some public course, yeah, he's not going to take his really nice Titleist irons and slam them against that. He puts it over in the grass and knocks it over and looks up and says, all right, let's see if I can do this amazing shot. And he hits it and everybody goes, damn.
Wish I could do that.
Wish I could do that. You've got to be one of the best in the world. And he goes, I'm maybe one of the best in Iowa on my best days. There's no better example of there's levels to this shit. There's no better, like in golf.
Good way to put it.
You can be really, really good at golf, and when you zoom out, you are nothing. And Travis, then we talked about that thing the other day that only like the top 150 golfers in the world on the money list, only the top 150 actually make money.
I thought it was less than that.
Was it less than that? I remember I heard that. I was blown away by like, oh my God, this is, even those guys have to pay to play.
Because, yeah, when you throw in, hey, I got to pay my caddy, I got to pay for my lodging, I got to pay for my transportation. Yeah, unless you're making millions and millions of dollars, you're not rolling in the dough. Now, you live the country club lifestyle, but, we've seen it with the Principal Charity Classic. A lot of these guys they come in an RV. They're like, I'm better off buying an RV and plugging it into the campsite and staying that way. Now, it's a nice RV. I'm not going to dispute that, but yeah, it's not like they're living like kings. Scotty Scheffler's living like a king. Bryson DeChambeau's living like a king. Scott Gutschewski not living like a king.
Ken's been listening all day. I'm the Owen Hansen of my golf foursome.
If you want that reference, you have to go back and listen to the beginning of the show.
People might say the guy that was driving the ball 300 yards was our MVP. They might say the guy that was making 20-foot birdie putts was our MVP. But our true MVP was the dude that kept going to his golf bag.
Yeah, I got something here. Got something? Got something for you? As we joke about cheating on the golf course, which is not really cheating because we're not playing for anything, we're just playing for fun. I am, you may not know this about me, but I am kind of a big into leadership. I'm interested in leadership styles. I'm interested in building a culture, and the difference in all the years I've been doing this, and I've been around teams since really the late participating teams, but covering teams since the early 90s, and I've seen plenty of teams that had a lot of talent that weren't able to win. I've seen teams that had average talent but were able to win. I've always been interested in the psychology and what goes into that, what motivates. And, we've talked about Jamie Pollard a lot on this show and how he has a culture to where, and I don't think it's fake, that everybody's on the same page at Iowa State, from Bill Fenley to Christy Johnson on the volleyball team that got a nice win at Utah in the reverse sweep, to football, to basketball. Rarely do you see all sports come together, right? So, that's part of that leadership where people are buying in. But there's also the way you react in certain situations. And, Ross, I got to be honest with you. The athletic director at Auburn, John Cohen, kind of surprised me last night. And the fact that he put out a tweet with a statement, this was on a Thursday night, about still being disappointed about the call last week against Oklahoma. It happened last Saturday. The SEC responds on Sunday saying, our group screwed up. But on Thursday, you come back with another prepared statement. You put it out there on X, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And that if you can't get over this, there's a reason coaches like Coach Ferentz, after a loss, hey, you get 24 hours and you have to move on. Because if you don't move on, it will haunt you for a long time. Auburn played Oklahoma last week, got beat, got screwed in a call. Everybody knows they got screwed. The SEC admitted it. But you have Texas A&M coming up this weekend. Not an easy game. You got to go to College Station. But yet on a Thursday, your athletic director feels the need to come out and say, we're disappointed. And I'm like, okay, is Hugh Freeze holding on to this? Because the fact that you're letting this linger, letting this fester, it becomes, for lack of a better word, a cancer. And if it consumes you like that, you can't move on. Don't set your football team up. Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat anyway. I mean, the guy needs to win. This is year 3. Were you surprised by that, or did you know that he did this? And
I didn't know that he did it. I am surprised by it. I think you're hitting it on the head. It reeks of like can't get over it, sour grapes, can't move on. Yeah, and you're right. Most athletic leaders have that attitude of like things happen and you got to move past them. Golf's the best example of that. You're going to hit a bad shot. Can you get it out of your head? You're going to hit you're going to hit a good shot. Can you get that out of your head? Because you got to move. You got to do the next thing. And most coaches are really good at that. I am kind of surprised by this, but
I mean, the last thing I would want as an Auburn fan, and I'm not an Auburn fan, would be a distraction. Sure, you're pissed. I get that. But you have to say, well, they're not going to change the outcome. There's nothing you can do about the outcome. Go beat Texas A&M. Your team's getting ready to travel to College Station, and your athletic director puts out another statement just pissed off because you got screwed. There comes a point where, and this happens everywhere. There comes a point where last week on Sunday, we all kind of felt sorry for Auburn, right? You're like, man, that's too bad. I mean, and then you do this, you're like, listen, I don't feel sorry for you anymore. That's life. You have to move on. Can we think of an instance where Iowa State didn't move on from something?
I mean, Iowa State's gotten screwed a lot, and they've had so many opportunities for that. I can't think of one that lingered.
Yeah.
Lingered like this. Fans, yes. Are fans mad a year later, 5 years later when something like that happens? Yeah, but something from the leadership or a coach, I'm not seeing it. Kind of odd.
Yeah. And it's perfectly fine for, and Senorita Puffer brings up, still mad about the Cooper DeJean fair catch.
See,
totally understandable.
For fans, those things linger.
And it's okay for fans to linger because you're not playing the game. You're not mentally participating in this. Man.
But the Auburn thing, I mean, I thought maybe when you started talking, he was going to fire off on Bruce Pearl. Maybe that's a part of. Maybe he's.
Yeah, we got screwed one week. And we lost our basketball coach in the same week.
So when you said that Auburn had really, I thought it was going to be something like, "Hey, I just wanted to respond to Bruce Pearl leaving us." But so I don't know.
Tomorrow night, Iowa State in action against Arizona. Iowa State, of course, didn't play last week. They had the bye week. Arizona is coming in unbeaten. So we have, I think there's 7 unbeaten teams left in the Big 12. That will change this week. We talked about it yesterday about Arizona, probably the best team that Iowa State has played to this point. Nothing against Iowa, but when you have an undefeated team, a team that's averaging 400 and some plus yards of total offense, I don't think this is where we find out what Iowa State is. I think we know what Iowa State is. This is where we find out what Arizona is.
Fair. Fair. They haven't been tested as much as Iowa State has. That's fair. Iowa State might be short a little bit now in the defensive backfield. So, yeah, that's a fair statement, Travis. We're going to learn more about Arizona than we will about Iowa State. I think Iowa State's a really good football team.
So do I.
I mean, they've shown me nothing that makes me think that they're not a really good football team, deserving of one of those top 15 spots, deserving of being in that college football playoff conversation. How big of a loss is camaraderie going to be? Dusty said it right now. No kicker for Iowa State.
Well, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. I mean, you finally feel good for the years of disappointment in Iowa State's kicking game, the last couple of years have been great with Connor Hardy, right? And then now you're like, oh. Now, in many cases, or we've seen cases before, where the backup kicker comes in, ends up being a hero, delivers. But special teams is so important, and when you have a question mark there, it is something to worry about. And I remember after they beat Kansas State, we were all like, well, Iowa State's in the driver's seat. Look at the schedule. All of a sudden, with Arizona being unbeaten, and this is just the rest of October, you have Arizona tomorrow, you have Cincinnati, then you have Colorado, then you have BYU. You know, we thought the schedule was going to be easy. Then you're like, oh, maybe it's a tougher stretch for Iowa State than originally thought. Maybe they're not in the driver's seat. Maybe Texas Tech is in the driver's seat now.
I hate that driver. I don't know. I can't weigh in on the driver's seat thing. I don't know. Everybody's got their own definition of what that means and what it is. Like, so I don't like that. I don't like those words because it just turns into, well, technically, the driver's seat means, I don't know. I don't give a shit. So
I think you have to look at the schedule, and it's a term. I mean, I know.
Yeah, but Travis, every team is in their own driver's seat. If you win if you win your games, that's like, it's such a weird thing to be like, well, you know, if they're in a position where if they win their games, it will improve their lot. Yeah, every team is in their own driver's seat then. Like in the driver's seat for the Big 12, I think they are, because you just got to win your games. You haven't lost yet, so
but
just
some
keep
people
winning.
have a tougher road. I guess is what I'm just trying to say there.
And you lose control as the season goes on. Like Colorado, you can't say Colorado's in the driver's seat. But to me, I would say, you ask, is Iowa State in the driver's seat for the Big 12? Yeah, they're undefeated. If they win their game, if they control what they can control, they win. Isn't that what the driver's seat is?
Yeah, I guess what my interpretation of that, and you reacted maybe not the way I expected, but that's fine, because I think when we saw Arizona, based off last year's, we're looking at the schedule after they beat Kansas State, going, oh, Arizona's going to be, that's a guarantee, because you go off last year's schedule, and you're like, oh, that's going to be an easier game. Then all of a sudden you're like, it's kind of like Arizona State last year. Nobody saw Arizona State was picked to finish dead last in the league, and everybody thought, well, that's an easy win, that's a guaranteed win,
and then they won their games.
But you had teams that go, well, that's who we want to play on homecoming. Well, it turns out Arizona State ended up being pretty darn good last year, and that could be another case for Arizona when we were looking right after that K-State game, even the Iowa game, going, don't have to worry about Arizona. They won one or two games last year. They were one of the worst offensive and defensive teams in the country. And those have turned, but again, they haven't. This is where we're going to find out if Arizona is really for real, just because this would be one of the tougher games they've played.
The toughest one they've played, without a doubt.
Yeah. Some other Big 12 games this week that I think are the Big 12's got a pretty good. You got it one tonight. TCU and Arizona State. TCU unbeaten. Arizona State has that one loss. They lost at Mississippi State. What else do you have? You have Cincinnati and KU tomorrow. You know who's really...
Dude, what a weird thing that Cincinnati, KU... like, think about that like 10 years ago.
I know. We'd be like, what?
Oh, Jesus. Who would possibly watch Cincinnati kick the crap out of KU?
And another one that falls right into that? UCF, or better known as Central Florida, is at Kansas State. Kansas State is not in the driver's seat by any means, but they need a win. They need a win in the worst way. Baylor and Oklahoma State. It'd be interesting to see how Oklahoma State comes off the firing of Mike Gundy.
Hey, we haven't talked hot seat at all at K-State.
Oh, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I don't. I think
he's pretty far from expectation.
Yeah, 100%. Now, because you get that year of grace where, like, okay, this isn't going in the right direction. He lost a couple of assistant coaches that were, and we always forget about the assistant coaches that leave to go for better jobs. Connor Riley was one of them. He was offensive coordinator, I believe, offensive line coach, went to the National Football League. You lose a guy like that, and that does make a difference. The head coach takes all the blame because you're the CEO, But you do, and we've seen it with almost any program. You lose certain assistant coaches, and it can have a major effect on your team, just the way they're being coached, maybe from a leadership style. So, Chris Kleiman lost Connor Riley, and a lot of people thought he was going to be, a coach in waiting or a coach, but he took an NFL job, and maybe that's had an effect. But hot seat yet? I think just based on what he's done in previous years, yes, that I think he gets some grace there.
Okay.
Now, next year you start 1-3, that changes the conversation because Kansas State fans are impatient. They are I remember when Ron Prince first took over for Bill after Bill Snyder's first retirement. And that didn't go well. I think he got, 2 or 3 years, and then Bill Snyder had to come back in and save the program again. But I wouldn't put Chris Kleiman on the hot seat at Kansas State. Baylor and Oklahoma State, Utah, West Virginia, and then BYU and Colorado. I'm not giving up on Colorado yet. BYU, I think, is still unbeaten. And we'll see what Dion is able to do with Colorado. But busy week in the Big 12. Don't forget, in hour number 2, we have Eric Church tickets to give away. We have the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo. And, Ross, did I see yesterday, because we haven't talked about this in a while, is all the Rush Radio Knob Creek gone at Central City Liquors?
I would think it is. I don't know for sure. I would think it is. We got a message yesterday from one of our listeners, Adam, who's been wanting to get us to sign a bottle for him. So,
yeah, because I thought the tweet said, "Hey, got the last bottle."
Oh, I didn't see that tweet. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, all gone, good and bad.
Got some Maker's Mark coming soon.
Love me some Maker's Mark. 515-517-2303. Tyler Kluver going to be joining us right around 7:30. Talk the Iowa Showdown with Indiana tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting one, and we'll talk more about that with Tyler Kluver at 7:30. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
School is back and summer vacation is over. With a year of school activities and drop-offs ahead, your tires are going to be working as hard as their students. Staying on top of regular maintenance like tire rotate, balance, and alignment is key to increasing the life and performance of your tires. And right now, we are offering a back-to-school special $199.95 tire rotate, balance, and alignment to help you stay rolling. So give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the RushRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, start leaving your comments in the comment section. And you can follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, tomorrow after the Iowa-Indiana game, immediately after the game, Ross and I will be live right here on the Rush Radio app and, of course, YouTube for the Black and Gold Rush. 2 hours of taking your phone calls, sounding off about the Iowa-Indiana game. Again, that's the Black and Gold Rush. Tomorrow, I would say right around 6 o'clock, maybe 6:15. Weren't you supposed to be in Wisconsin today? Weren't you supposed to be building a bridge?
I was supposed to. I was going to. Dude, jerk.
Well,
yeah, I was supposed to go. My cousin needs to get a couple bridges done, and my brother and I told him this summer when we were up there that we would come up and help this fall when he got the team together. This is the weekend that they are doing that. And so when I heard that, I was like, all right, drop my plans. I agreed to go help with that. Tomorrow night is Eli's first homecoming.
His very first. He didn't go last year as a freshman.
He didn't go last year.
Okay.
No. So I felt that was more important to be here. And then we got to thinking about it yesterday, and you're like, well, dude, you're not even going to be able to take pictures anyway. You're doing sound. You're doing Black and Gold Rush. What are you talking about?
That was fun. Let me replay it. So I go to Ross. I said, hey, you're like, hey, I'm not going to Wisconsin. And you're like, and Courtney's going to go to the Eric Church concert. He goes, I was going to go, but I can't go because I got homecoming. Yeah, I go, oh, that's cool. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to take pictures. I go, you know we have the Black and Gold Rush tomorrow, right? And you're like, shit. I'm like...
So, but everything's going to work out. Everything is going to work out perfectly. Eli, they are getting pictures done the game it's like 4 o'clock they're doing pictures. So the game will still be going on. I'll be able to go take a photo of him and then come back here, and we'll be doing Black and Gold Rush tomorrow night. The one that's scaring me, dude, we don't have a kickoff time yet for Iowa, Wisconsin.
Yeah, because they'll probably do that the week beforehand, right?
I will be in Ireland. So we're going to need that to be an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Watch it be at 6 o'clock at night.
If it's 6 o'clock at night, you're going to have to find somebody else to do the show with you because it'll be
fine.
4 in the morning. I'll be like,
hey, guys.
I agree with Tyler. Boy, if Iowa, Wisconsin doesn't scream 11 a.m., right?
Especially if Iowa gets beat tomorrow. Then you're like, oh, that's... Well, it could be one of two things. The 11 a.m. game or like the 3 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. We're going to throw that to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Big Ten Saturday night.
I wish we got these game times. I wish they just set the game times at the season. That way everybody can plan. And we're being selfish here, but just think if you're just a regular fan, I mean, you do want to plan your weeks out.
You do, but I think they have to wait. I mean, you don't know what games are going to be your best games and when you want to put your best games and all that. So I'd be okay with either one. I agree with for the fans. It's nice to know way ahead of time. For us, it's nice to know ahead of time.
You know, I was just watching the Ryder Cup, and all of a sudden a big banner flies up. YouTube TV is at it again. This sports channel may disappear. And so, you know, they have that continuance with Fox Sports right now. that was a big thing right before the first game of the season, and it just kind of went away. But they're still negotiating, but they signed a continuance. It's kind of like keeping the government open, right? It's kind of like we're going to shut off we're going to shut off your Fox Sports 1. Oh, we reached a short-term deal. Now it's like the USA Network. Oh, I'm sorry. If you took to USA Network, I wouldn't be able to watch Law and Order SUV for 23 hours a day.
SVU.
Or
it's
SVU.
not SUV. It's not a sports utility vehicle. It's a special victims
to me it is.
unit.
To me it is. To me it is. Okay, just let me be stupid. You don't have to point out that I'm stupid.
Sorry,
just
I won't
let
do it
people
anymore.
go. Did he say
SUV?
SUV? I did. It's my dyslexia. That's what I'm going to blame it on. I have a learning disability, Ross. Even though I'm not reading anything right now.
I have you have mental dyslexia. I have a weekly woohoo this week. I have one that I think is going to be right up your alley, and I know 100% sure this would be Ann Jeanette's weekly woohoo. If she were aware of this story, she would say, "This is a weekly woohoo." You ready?
I'm ready.
Do you remember former NFL MVP, Seattle Seahawks running back Sean Alexander?
Yes.
Sean Alexander had some great news over the weekend. She released, we're just now starting to tell people, baby on the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, Sean Alexander.
Very much. Congratulations, Sean Alexander. Baby on the way. That's awesome news. This is not the first baby for Sean Alexander and his wife. It's not the second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth. Or
same baby, mama?
Seventh or eighth or ninth. This is his 14th.
No way.
He and his wife are welcoming their 14th child.
You're gonna hate me for saying this.
I know what you're gonna say. This is a dream come true for you, isn't it?
This is kind of cool.
Yeah,
this is really kind of cool.
I don't think it's bad at all. The guy's got the means to raise the kids, and seems like a great guy. There's, total of 14 puts him in pretty rare air, well ahead of former quarterback Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers has 10 kids. Ties him with Antonio Cromartie's 14, but that's a different story because Antonio Cromartie has I think Antonio Cromartie has 14 babies by 6 baby mamas.
See, and that's where we changed the perception a little bit, right? When you have 14 kids with 6 different moms, you're kind of like, wow, you get around. If you're Sean Alexander, you have 14 kids with one wife, you're like, that's pretty cool.
And I think the way I've read this story is that he and his wife, Valerie, are expecting their 14th child.
Wow.
That's that weekly woohoo. Woohoo!
Oh, my wife would love that. And, people think we have a lot of kids at 4. And I think that's a pretty good number. My wife will tell you that she wanted 6 to 8. That's what she wanted. I wasn't able to produce that. Well, I would have been able to if I wouldn't have been an asshole for about a 6-year period.
So I thought that was neat. There's one of my many weekly woohoos for today. Sean Alexander, 14 baby on the way.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Sharon. Sharon, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
New Sharon.
Oh, new Sharon. It just says Sharon. It sounds like I'm waiting for a woman to come on, and all of a sudden it's Derek from New Sharon.
Unless I'm Sharon and I'm transitioning, it's the real deal here, fellas.
It's been a while.
Well, sports took a step back for me, but when True American Patriot gets assassinated, now I'm back on sports. Had to take a brief time out.
Good to have you back, brother. You got a weekly woohoo, or are you just calling in to brag on your Cyclones? I mean, that could be your woohoo.
I just called in to break down the game.
Okay, what do you think's going to happen tomorrow night?
My buddy said, we could be in trouble. We don't have a kicker. I said, I've seen 50 years of no kickers except for the last 2. We'll be just fine. You got to stop us on fourth down now. I'm thinking we're gonna
Derek,
roll.
honestly, that's
Arizona.
a good point. The difference, because the last 30 years, not having a kicker mattered, because a lot of those games came down to needing those special teams things. I think that's a fair point, that the Iowa State team is in a position now where they aren't. Wow, I can't say that. Camarade's had huge kicks.
Yeah,
huge kicks.
Massive kicks.
No, I know, but he's out. We went that long without a kicker. We've had one for the last 2 years, so we survived that long. We'll survive this one. Hopefully, get him back. I don't know what the odds are. We got 2 kickers out, but whatever. Yeah, now you got to stop us on fourth down when we're on the 35 instead of kicking it. So I don't know. As long as you kick it out of the end zone. I'm offering to cut off half my right foot. I got eligibility left. I'll do the Tom Dempsey straight on, just boot it.
There's a group of people who listen to the show right now who have no idea who Tom Dempsey is.
Oh, well, they're not as old as this dude.
True.
Saints kicker with half a foot.
And straight on, just
right.
like Mark Mosley. They probably don't know who he is either.
Kicker for the Redskins. Who can forget Mark Mosley?
Yeah. Yes.
You guys ever seen the video of John? You ever seen the video of John Daly kicking field goals, guys?
Oh, yeah. He's a straight-on kicker, too.
John Daly's a straight-on kicker and can boot a football.
All right, Derek.
He's got some weight behind him.
Yes, he does.
I think the Hawkeyes got to keep it close, but they're going to get beat.
I hope that's my hope, is that they can keep it close. If they keep it close, they got a chance to win.
Yeah.
Which is stating the obvious. But yeah.
Well,
all right, Derek.
That thing of Ferentz always seems to pull one out of his hat, man. They always play to the competition. There's all these cliches that exist for a reason. And this is part of them. Kirk Ferentz wins a game every year that most people don't think he's going to. The Hawkeye team always plays to their competition. Man, if they can do that tomorrow and they can put some fear into Indiana and cause some doubt, get some momentum, all those things are going to happen, though. And defense has to play better than they've been playing. Gronowski's going to have to continue to improve. You've got a beat-up running back room, but I still think you've got plenty of talent in that running back room. I don't think that's an excuse to come back at the end and go, we didn't have our full stable. You've got dudes that can carry that water. The offensive line is playing fantastic. Secondary, special teams, turnovers, all those little things, man.
It's time, Ross, for the weekly. All right, so 515-517-2303. And we're going to add something to this. In addition to the $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery, which includes Jurassic World promotion tickets, you got the Iowa Blackout Scratch tickets, plus some Mega Millions tickets worth $90. We are also going to throw the Eric Church tickets in on this.
I love it.
Yes, we're up in the ante, so you can win $90 from the Iowa Lottery, and you can also win Eric Church tickets to the show tomorrow night at the Casey Center in Des Moines. 515-517-2303. Now, I'll give you my weekly woohoo.
Okay.
And it happened early this morning. And that was the flyover at the Ryder Cup that you saw live on this show. And it was, or you heard it. You could just hear the jets go over and you're like, that was my woohoo, because that doesn't happen every day. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Kirk. Kirk, who is your weekly woohoo?
My weekly woohoo partially was going to be the Cubs, because on Tuesday I got a great email saying that my name was drawn for playoff tickets for the Wild Card Series. So Wednesday I logged in at 1 o'clock and I got 2 tickets for my wife and I next week. But then the real poo-poo of the week, I'd like to take this up a notch and say that the Cubs may blow it and not even get the Wild Card home series next week, because they can't seem to get out of their own way and win a baseball game.
Kurt, I didn't realize they were in a position to lose that home game.
Yeah, since they clinched the playoff spot last week in Pittsburgh, they've gone 1-6.
Wow!
And they have a 2-game lead over the Padres, and the Padres hold the season series
tiebreaker. Oh,
so
man.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt, let's hope that your weekly woo-hoo doesn't turn into a poo-poo.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good one. Congratulations,
Thanks,
Kurt.
guys.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hope that works out for you. Keep us in loop there. If you end up going to that game, let us know.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kurt.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Jim. Jim, welcome to the Rush Radio Show. Who's your weekly?
Yeah, well, my weekly woohoo belongs to my friend Amanda, who called me last week. And let me give you a little background. A couple of years ago, Amanda, I used to know her from work, and she worked for me a little. She was in a jam, and she was going to lose her license because of some fines, and she called me up and asked me if I could help her out. So I lent her $625, and she was supposed to pay me the following tax season. And, they didn't quite work out for her, and sometimes money's pretty tight. But so I pretty much gave up on ever getting paid back from her. She lives in Stewart, Iowa, so it's not like I can hunt her down. And anyway, so that was almost 2 years ago, or actually it was over 2 years ago. But anyway, last week she called me up and she says, I got the money. I'm going to pay you through the Cash App. And by golly, she paid me my $625 back.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's pretty solid out of her.
Good for her. Good for Amanda for getting back on her feet and being able to do that. That's awesome.
That is really, really cool. We were just talking about money yesterday, Ross, and just, we
because I got a check in the mail from my escrow account.
Yes.
That's right.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. Hey, if you want Eric Church tickets or Iowa Lottery $90 prize pack, 515-517-2303. Again, Eric Church tickets to go along with this. We had two people call in, and they must have got busy, and they had to drop out because again, if you want those tickets, 515-517-2303.
I saw you writing down names. I'm like, all right, phone's ringing. Here we go. But not now. Well, Kurt and Jim with two good ones there. Those are fun. Do you have a Trav? Was there anything that was a special to you throughout the week? You got to see Sutton.
You got it. Yeah. Well, I forgot. And you know what's weird is that my wife, Abigail sends us a picture of Sutton every single day, and when she was here, she was still kind of a baby. Then she starts sending a newborn. I mean, all of a sudden she gets home and her whole personality has changed. She's up every day. She's smiling. She's having, and we get these pictures. I'm like, well, that wasn't the baby that was here just 4 days ago.
Not at all.
Why wasn't she like that? But yeah. So besides the flyover, I did get to see my granddaughter over the weekend, which was super, super cool. 515-517-2303. We will keep the phone lines open if you want to win. Yesterday Jody Larson won the Eric Church tickets, and I learned her secret. You remember how I texted the wrong person to start with, and then I had a wrong number?
Yeah.
She was calling from me. That's old school radio stuff. She was on two phones. She called on her cell phone and she called on her desk phone, and I didn't know which one I answered. And apparently, yeah, she's winning.
That's how you win.
Winning. Oh, man. Big Ten games tomorrow besides Iowa and Indiana. Rutgers against Minnesota. That's an intriguing game to me. Not like, oh, my God, but just the styles of football.
I think just from an Iowa perspective, that's going to be an interesting game. I'm interested to know how good Minnesota is. I'm interested to know if Rutgers is legitimate. I want to think they are. I think Iowa State's a really good football team. I want to think Rutgers is improved. I'd love to see them beat Minnesota, and that would make me feel better about this Hawkeye team.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. 100% of that.
But other than that, the Rutgers-Minnesota doesn't normally, especially with this other Big Ten slate, there's a lot of good games.
Oh, USC at Illinois tomorrow at 11. Huge game for Illinois. Big game for USC. Lincoln Riley talked about it, and this is what you're going to get in the Big Ten. And if this was Iowa we were talking about, we'd probably be bitching a little bit more. Last week, Ross, they played Michigan State at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so that's 9 o'clock California time, but it's the latest game. So you play super late. They come to Illinois. They play at 11 o'clock Central, which is the earliest you can play. And everybody's like, well, you got a week. Is there a difference? Well, first, yeah, there is a little bit because you're going 2 different time zones away from where you're at.
To me, the travel is the thing that adds to it. The game, I don't give a crap about the game times. And quite frankly, I'm kind of, my attitude on the California schools bitching about the travel is kind of in the same thing. I don't want to hear it. You guys knew what you were signing up for. You knew taking these big checks was going to come with a cost and come with some heartache and headache. So I don't feel like we should feel sorry for these teams because they get to make a whole ton of money and save their athletic departments. They were in a conference that was failing. They were all going broke, allegedly. And now all of a sudden you get rescued and you get these $100 million paychecks from the Big Ten and you're going, we got to fly? We got to fly to Illinois? We have to play at 11? It's college football. It's college football.
Yeah.
And we talked about earlier, you don't know the game times until later. And the game times are dictated by the television who doesn't give a shit about your schedule.
No, they care about ratings and money.
They want ratings. And they look at it each week and go, what's going to give us the ratings? What's going to do this? So I don't care. The fact that even if the Hawks were in this position, oh, man, we played a night game and now we have to play at 11 a.m.? Yeah, 6 days later. 6 days later. You're going to bitch about 7 hours over the course of 6 days? Then you're not going to win this football game. If that's what your concern is we didn't get the sleep on Saturday we needed, then good luck. Illinois is not going to walk into the game and go, hey, guys, we understand you guys are tired and you had to fly. You guys want to start with a 4-point lead?
515-517-2303. Let's go back to the phones with another weekly. Who's this?
Rick, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, tomorrow my daughter's having her first kid. We were told she couldn't have kids with the health problems, and they're inducing their labor tomorrow. They'll watch them become grandparents tomorrow.
Yes,
is this your first grandchild?
Yeah, it is. Yep. Super excited.
So, but if you won, could you go to Eric Church tomorrow? Or would you have to be at the hospital to see your grandbaby?
I hope she has before the concert. I don't know what I would do.
No, you go to the concert. I'm being dead serious here. You go to the concert because those first couple of hours, your grandpa, it's okay to not be there. You shouldn't be in the room when the baby's born.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, my wife's going to be in there with her, but I'm not going to be.
Yeah. Now, some dads, they want some grandpas want to be standing outside of the door to hear all the labor pains. I would not recommend that either.
No, I'm good on that one. I'll not standing outside the building.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Rick. That's awesome. And
that's awesome. That's a good woohoo.
Happy for your family, bud.
The coolest thing is that she's named it Peggy Sue after her late grandmother that passed. So kind of an old-fashioned name, but it's going to be pretty cool to have somebody to hear that name on,
I just want to break out into some Buddy Holly right now.
We're going to have a Peggy Sue running around Iowa here in a couple. Doesn't that make you feel good?
Yes. We're going old school.
Nice work out of you, Rick. Thank you for the phone call and including us in that good news, man. That's definitely a woohoo.
Just have a good day and go Hawks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Got to get that Go Hawks in there.
A lot of people, I think we all agree with this. Sean says there needs to be regional divisions. JT says, hey, devil's advocate, we shouldn't have super conferences. The money's making the sport worse. Matt says, hey, if they're worried about travel, the Pac-12 will welcome them back.
And he didn't complain about the travel. He complained just about the start time, right? And that is,
but it was a part of it, Travis. He almost used it as like a compounding factor. He almost tried to make it like, well, not only did they make us play at night, and then they're going to make us play in the morning, we have to go to freaking Illinois. They tried to use it as like a compounding factor of, oh, man, woe is us. How can we compete?
And I don't think the playing at night was a hard thing for them. The hardest thing would be, you're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. It depends on when your body clock adjusts, right? And a lot of these West Coast teams, you should go in on a Wednesday or go in on a Thursday. I know that adds a little bit, but you do become – it's not that hard to acclimate. If you go to Europe, it takes a little bit of time because you're 8-9 hours behind, depending. 2 hours, sure, is an adjustment. Now, if you come in on a Friday, like most teams do, and then you're like, okay, I'm up at 6 a.m. for meetings. Then you're playing at 9. There is a difference there, but I'm with you. You signed up for this. When you were invited to the Big Ten, you knew that most of these time zones were not in your time zone.
Yeah.
And it's hard to feel sorry for you there. Other Big Ten games tomorrow, in addition to Illinois, you got Ohio State at Washington. UCLA, Northwest. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's a better game than people want to give it credit for.
Really?
I do, man. I think Washington might be better than people think.
We'll find out.
We're going to find out. I don't think they beat Ohio State, but I think that could be a decent game.
UCLA at Northwestern. Oh, talk about a bad game.
I don't even know that's not one I would have included.
Yeah. That's the one they did. They just throw on that's on the Big Ten app. Yeah. And I'm being facetious there, but it's just like maybe that's where it should be. Where can I find that game? And then the big game tomorrow night in the Big Ten. The two best games. Well, there's three really, really good games in two really good games. One should be a good game. The one should be game is Iowa, Indiana. The other really good game that we think is USC, Illinois. And then the headliner tomorrow is Oregon at Penn State. Oregon at Penn State is going to be...
That's a barn burner, dude. That's the headliner.
That's the headliner to me tomorrow in college football.
Like, UCLA and Northwestern are in the same conference as Oregon and Penn State. You're going to watch those two games tomorrow, and that's going to be night and day. You won't watch those two games tomorrow. What am I saying? Nobody's going to watch UCLA and Northwestern. That's a barn burner. That's a fun one. Who does Wisconsin have? I thought Wisconsin had a game that I was interested in.
I thought they were off tomorrow. I thought they were like Nebraska's off tomorrow. I thought Wisconsin's off tomorher.
For some reason, I thought I saw something. I was like, oh, that Wisconsin game seems intriguing, and now I don't even remember who they were playing. So maybe it's nobody. Maybe something else.
No, they're not in action tomorrow.
Okay,
so
I saw something dumb.
Yeah,
brain lied to me.
It's okay.
I think that I think the OSU Washington game can be good. The USC Illinois game is going to be a good one. Iowa Indiana, I'm hoping is a really good football game because if it's a blowout, I'm afraid it looks like last weekend with what Indiana did to Illinois.
515-517-2303. When we come back, Tyler Kluver scheduled to join us, host of the Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast. We'll talk more about the Iowa homecoming game, Dan McCarney being the honorary captain. And who do you want to be the winner of the woohoo? Kirk? Jim?
Man,
Rick?
Three good ones again. I loved all three of them. I think that it's got to go to Rick. Having a kid, adding to the tribe, that's awesome. That's really cool stuff. His daughters didn't think she was going to be able to have a baby, and now she's having a baby. But all those are good ones. Kurt, I want you to stay in touch with us about that Cubs game. If the Cubs end up clinching that and you go to that game, that would be a fun one. We could maybe even do like a Coach Hersom thing with you where you're live from Wrigley that morning or whatever that would be. We'll have you go to Wrigley
awesome.
at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, just hang out in front of
Hi guys, there's the scoreboard.
Tyler Kluver next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
School is back and summer vacation is over. With a year of school activities and drop-offs ahead, your tires will be working as hard as the students. Performing regular maintenance like tire rotate, balance, and alignment is key to prolonging the life and performance of your tires. And right now, we're offering a back-to-school special, $199.95 tire rotate, balance, and alignment to keep you rolling. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. I wanted to take this opportunity to personally invite you to our Willis New Car Show on September 16th. This is your opportunity to visit us in our home for free food, drink, and entertainment. Please visit us on our socials for more details or stop in and speak to any of our associates. We hope to see you there.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Don't forget, after the Iowa game tomorrow, it's the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. Game kicks off at 2:30. We should be on the air right around 6:15. We'll go up until 8 o'clock, 8:15. We go for 2 hours. Your phone calls, your comments, your feedback from the Iowa-Indiana game tomorrow on the Black and Gold Rush at therushradio.com and, of course, on our YouTube channel. Guy who's going to be watching that is former Hawkeye, friend of the show, host of the Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast. He joins us each and every Friday. Mr. Tyler Kluver, what's going on, man?
Howdy. I'm in a fully new setup, so hopefully I sound okay. Not a whole new setup, but...
I was like, what do you mean? You got, like, new mics and stuff, too?
No, you guys will appreciate this, or the struggle of this. My PC shit the bed this week.
Computers, man. Computers.
So it was time. I got it when I was in college. And
yes, it was time.
What?
That lasted a long time, dude.
I get like a new laptop like every 2-3 years.
Well, that's a little excessive. I mean, PC. This was like a gaming PC that was built to last, but it was 10 years old. So yeah, we're on a fully new setup here. So
nice.
Once you set up, you guys know, you set up the mic and the webcam and all the settings get back to default, and you're like, I don't know if I sound good or not. And here we are. So hopefully we're good. But I'm excited to be on the Rush with you two gentlemen this morning.
I've got a couple things I want to talk about. One is football related. One is fitness related. Where would you like to start?
Well, I was thinking about I was thinking about a couple weeks ago when I first joined how Travis was like, maybe we can get a Fit Tip Friday going. So I was trying to think of one for you guys.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, then we'll start with the fitness thing. Okay.
Let's do it.
We've mentioned this to you already, but this morning Travis started his day with a beginner's Tai Chi workout.
Wow. How about that?
How about that? Huh? Look at him. He's getting centered. He's pulling in auras.
He's got aura.
He's aura farming.
Yeah, Travis is. He's the guy you think of when you think aura farming.
What I realized doing the Tai Chi when they asked me to stand on one foot is that my balance is way off. My balance, and the idea of becoming centered, I'm like, I'm not very centered. I'm like, I was like a bobblehead.
So interestingly enough, as you age, balance is which actually goes back to a little bullet I wanted to bring up from previously this week. You guys were talking about is Travis out of middle age yet? And I would classify him as no. But
thank you.
And I have a little theory on that.
Okay.
But yeah, your balance becomes a significant part of what you should be training the older you get. And I could go into the science of why that happens, but it just does. It's inevitable. And so yeah, balance training, sort of like single leg stuff, very important. Yeah. How did we get into Tai Chi?
Because AI has been sending Travis and I. So your phones are very smart. The phones know that Travis and I are both A, out of shape, B, want to be in better shape, and C, susceptible to gimmicks. And so it's
you guys are the triple threat.
We are, man.
We are.
They've targeted both of us with this AI super jacked Asian dude. Right? Have you seen this guy? He's like he looks like a monk. He looks like a monk that took his shirt off to chop.
Do you know why
wood.
he hasn't seen it? Because it started with me Googling workouts, low impact workouts for guys over 50. That's where it all started.
Yeah, I think our algorithms work a little differently.
A little bit different, buddy.
Yeah. They don't feed me that stuff because
one, you're not over 50 and you do real workouts. I'm looking for the lowest impact, easiest workout for guys over 50.
Yeah.
And so Tai Chi popped up, and then we started talking about that. Ross's phone heard him talking about Tai Chi, and now he's getting inundated. Plus, he's getting older.
The phone's listening to you is crazy, and that's like another 2-hour show that we could do. But you're not alone, Travis. You're not alone. My father-in-law retired earlier this year, like in January, 60 years old, and 1 week into retirement, we got like a text in the family group chat that said, "Yeah, I did some yoga today." And my sister-in-law was like, how did that happen? And he goes, "Yeah, I just typed into YouTube, yoga for retired people." It's you. So you guys are right. It's like, give me the most specific. I want it for the retired people. It's like, it's probably the same for everybody.
Yeah. There's two things you'll find in my algorithm. Workouts for old guys, and then how to save for retirement when you don't have any money at 55.
Funny. I just got a little like a dividend email this morning about my my stock account. So all the things, it's all relevant for everybody.
And it becomes, as you get older, Tyler, those things that you never thought about are the things that you think about all the time.
Yeah. You wouldn't have liked the workout I did yesterday, Travis. So
is this the one you put? Was that the burpees? Was that your birthday? When was your birthday?
It was yesterday.
Oh,
happy birthday, buddy.
Now, I didn't understand I knew you did the burpees. You said you did 5 rounds. Does that mean you ran a mile 5 times? Like you ran a mile, did the burpees, ran another mile, did the
So start the clock, take off, you run a mile. I have a perfect loop around my little neighborhood that's like 1 mile to my driveway. Come back in. I'm 31 years old, so 31 burpees. When you're done with that 31st burpee, take off for another mile. You do it 5 times. Yeah, it took me like 70 minutes. Low impact.
Low impact. I love it.
I'd have been dead by about half mile into the first run.
Yeah. I think I could still run a mile. Man,
you could run a mile.
Thanks, Tyler.
I
appreciate the belief.
I promise you
I'm
could
not
run a
sure
mile.
I could.
You could run a mile.
I could go a mile. I walked a mile. I walked a couple miles yesterday. Okay, I can do that. Running.
You could do it real slow.
Okay, that I can do. That I'll sign up for.
They weren't fast miles. It was like a very low key, like kind of a rest day for me.
I went on like a beautiful walk in this Clive Trail yesterday that I'd never walked on before. It was really, really cool. So
walking was going to be the fit tip of the day. That was the
look at that. Beat you to it.
It's called an exercise snack. Most people sit at a desk all day. Hopefully not as much as we do anymore. I'm at a standing desk now. If you could do that, that could be its own fit tip. But exercise snack. Pick a spot in the office or like outside the office, walk to the stop sign and back. Do it once every 2 hours for 5 to 10 minutes. Drastically improves not only like just how you feel during the day, but your productivity. And most people are sedentary, classified as. Not just the people who don't work out, but even the people who work out still classified as sedentary because the other 23 hours of the day that they don't work out, they don't move.
Yeah.
So sure, you worked out, but you didn't move outside of that.
And I'm lucky at my office. I actually have a loop. Ross, you've been there. It's almost a full quarter mile around the campus.
That's perfect.
So it takes about 5 minutes to walk around, 6 minutes to walk around. It's pretty nice. Of course, tomorrow is homecoming. Are you going to homecoming? It's meant for people like you, former player, former student. Going to homecoming?
I didn't know that. Is it really meant for former players too?
I don't know. I'm not a homecoming guy. I will be there though. I'll be there. First game that I'll have attended since the first game of last season. So now that I've got, a couple young kids, it's harder to get away and justify going and watching football games when I'm like, or I could spend time with my baby. But I've kind of lucked into an opportunity here where, the walk-ons and people you meet, we're going to be watching from a private box tomorrow. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes. Very cool. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about the sweet life.
Dude, Kluver, you're doing this, man.
No,
I love it. I'm
not.
No,
not.
You are.
I deserve none of that. I should not be in a box. But the show that we've fallen into has allowed us some pretty.
Buddy, you didn't fall into it. You worked your butt off.
You earned
it. You can't say, you look the way you do because you fell into it. You've worked hard for this, man. I've watched you do it the whole time. I'm not going to let you walk away. You should be very proud of what you guys have built. I mean it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will be there, not because it's homecoming, but just because this so happened to be the game that aligned for this, and it'll be cool. It'll be fun. Big game.
I didn't go to college. I dropped out of DMAC.
I wish I wouldn't have gone to college outside the football.
What is homecoming in college?
There are a lot of people who really get into like as an athlete, you didn't have time. You just didn't have time for all of that stuff. But they do a lot of, think about all the same stuff that you see at like a high school homecoming week. They have the Spirit Week. Every day is a different theme. You're wearing, I remember one day like Wacky Wednesday and School Spirit Thursday or whatever of that week. You're building the float, all this stuff, and it all just gets elevated to like a college level where, there's events that they have on campus and different things that you can go participate in.
Is it more of a Greek system thing? Because I know some colleges are different. Some people it's big with the Greek system.
It's integrated. Yeah, there's definitely some things that are specifically the frats and sororities are doing during homecoming week. But yeah, if you're just your average student who's not really a part of anything, there's activities, things to go do, things to see. They set up different stuff. It's just, build the school spirit, build the brand. Some people get really into it. The pep band is everywhere. They're playing all the time. Like it's a fun time. Iowa City is lively.
Did the game? I know that games don't mean it, but like, did you know what game was homecoming game?
No.
Okay,
no,
the
team.
Yeah.
It's a little different in high school where like the high school team schedules a team for homecoming. That's like we're trying to get a win.
I went to East. We were a lot of teams.
You were Marshalltown's homecoming. Marshalltown. I'm right there with you. Marshalltown was a lot of people's homecoming too. And
we had to be very selective about our homecoming games. It was either North or
Hoover.
Hoover.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to take a phone call? Somebody's calling for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Corey. Corey, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's your question for Tyler Kluver?
My question. I guess for the Indiana game coming up here, my question is, do we think our DBs will take a step forward this week? And what exactly are you looking for in noticing that they took that step forward to continue the rest of the Big Ten schedule?
Big question. Could be the question of the week.
Yeah, that and might be what this game kind of hinges on. I wasn't real impressed, Tyler, with the way Iowa, and I understand Rutgers has some dudes that might be playing on Sunday in that wide receiver room, but man, that was frustrating. And the D-backs have been, there's been a few instances, almost every game we've had one moment where you're like, crap, we got a guy getting burned.
Yeah. One guy is definitely, that strong guy, he's going to make a lot of money. We don't have the defensive backfield that we are used to. And since Cooper has been gone, I would even go back as far as last year. We have Wampa. He's played well. He's having his best season as a Hawkeye.
Yep.
You'd think like a 5-star. Hopefully we don't it takes that long. Deshaun Lee, TJ Hall, obviously, like they've had a lot of questions. And I think that TJ Hall's actually played well. He's come up big in several spots, not just in the Rutgers game, but played decent in the Iowa State game. The other spot, we've just like, hey, we need somebody to step up and be that dude. And, sometimes that matchup is tough against those big bodies. And I know we've got another one of these Indiana guys is a big body. Hopefully the physicality matchup isn't as big of a deal this week. Last week, we were playing some good defense, and that guy was just making plays. And it is what it is. Schematically, we're going to have to win. And I think what makes it tough isn't so much the receivers, is how good this quarterback is. This guy gets it out fast. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going with the ball. He's comfortable, poised, Heisman front runner right now. So it's going to be another game where it's not about stopping them. It's about limiting them. And the offense is going to have to score points.
If you're going to try to limit Indiana, then that means the offense is going to have to play their best game too.
Yeah. And you have to limit possessions, which is done by the offense. Limit their possessions.
Yeah, by keeping the ball on the field. This is one of the things we talked about, that despite having not a full running back stable, you've got to be able to pound the rock, control the clock. Travis talks about it all the time with Hawkeye football. Those are the two most important things. And I do think that tomorrow, part of that is keeping Indiana off the field.
And Corey, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate it. And that's why, in the win against Illinois last week, not only did they score 63 points, they had the ball 39 minutes. I mean, if Indiana has the ball 39 minutes tomorroor, it's a blowout. It is a blowout.
Yeah, it looks the exact same as it did last week.
Cow.
I mean, 40 minutes is insane. Because the theory there is like, okay, you're going to be successful on a percentage of the possessions that you have, right? So if we give them 15 possessions, that doesn't bode well versus if we give them 8.
Yeah.
Right. And that is on the offense, a little bit on the special teams too, right? Special teams, which historically great for Iowa. It's been getting better throughout the year. You pin them back and make those possessions that they do get have to go 80, 90 yards versus 50 or 60.
I think Weegan obviously had a great game with Rutgers, but man, the punting game has not been good.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where we've been
we've been so spoiled.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
right.
Tory Taylor is quite literally a one of one. Like,
true.
Like you're talking about guys like Cooper DeJean, and we've done it for a very long time, basically since Micah Hyde with the DBs, and then we had a punter that was just no doubt
special,
the guy, best in the country. No one even made a fuss about it. It's like, yeah, that guy, Tory Taylor in Iowa, he's a different cat. Goes in and he's I think last year he was first year in the league. He was like right in the middle, like 15th or 16th in the league as a punter. He's a top 15 guy in the world at what he does. And Dakin's okay. He's just not that yet.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. That's fair, man. I'm still expecting to see 80-yard bombs
I know.
Spin down at the 2-yard line. And when we punt to the other 40, I'm screaming about something being wrong, forgetting that's still a 50-yard punt at sometimes. So.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Trav.
Is there a part of you that worries about a blowout tomorrow? Because Cignetti's the type that if he's not going to take the foot off the gas by any means, and now Mendoza's the leading candidate for odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Is there a part of you that worries? Because there is with me. I'm just hoping they keep it close.
Is there a part of me that thinks it could happen? Yeah. Worry about it? No. I don't have worries. I
like that attitude.
I don't play for Iowa. That's not my concern.
That's fair.
And I know people are like, that's just the way I think about it. Like tomorrow I'm worried about hopefully my kids are good for grandma while me and my wife go to the game. That's my concern. But yeah, I think it's a possibility. I think there's a chance that
tomorrow Tyler's worried that Drake might embarrass him up in the box.
Drake's not going to be there.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
Drake's not going to be there. And if he was, that would be a concern.
That'd be a worry.
That would be a worry. Because I believe there's a good chance, you run into Beth Getz tomorrow and, she walks down and then, for those that know the history, it just could get into a thing. But yeah, I mean, the Cignetti, because here's the deal, right? They're getting disrespect. They're getting a lot of respect. They're also being disrespected right now.
100%.
Because it's like, oh, you haven't played anybody. Beat Indiana by 50 or Illinois by 50 must be Illinois' fault, right?
Yeah.
They're just bad.
And you really have only had one good year.
Right.
Yeah. So
and you haven't really played anybody yet. Haven't played Ohio State, haven't played Penn State. So it's this thing where they're still in the mode of like, okay, we'll just kill everyone as long as like if we can, because this is a perception thing. We're gonna do it until people respect us. And so and they're not gonna stop for Kirk Ferentz in Iowa, right? If they give them the chance. So yeah, man, could happen.
All right, I've got a broader question that's been firing around in our chat today, and I imagine you and your friends have talked a lot about this because Tyler, my friends have over and over for the last several years talked about the death of college football. And the chat this morning has been talking about the future of college football. What does college football look like in 20 years? I have a lot of friends that are doom and gloomers. They really do think that we are watching the death of college sports and college football. I don't think so. I think we're seeing an evolution, and it's all going to be fine, and we're still going to be seeing games on Saturday, and we're still going to root for our favorite laundry when they're out there playing against some other color. Do you and your friends ever talk about these changes in college football and what the future of college football looks like, and where does your brain kind of land on that?
Yeah, we've had some interesting conversations on the pod about that. It's obviously crazy, right? Like the NIL stuff is why, like, just it has turned it so much more into a professional thing or a forward-facing professional thing. It's always been a professional thing, and players have always been paid, at least some places.
Thank you.
I've got some
He's
good
not
stories.
wrong.
I've got some good stories. I was not one of them, unfortunately.
Oh, they weren't paying the long snapper?
No, I didn't get a McDonald's bag in my hotel room on my visit, unfortunately.
McDonald's bag in the hotel room.
Like I found $3,000. Whoa. Now they probably pay you that just to come on a visit.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. And it goes with the money. There's too much money involved. How would this ever die? How would college football ever die? And I don't know what your friends are classifying as die. As is, what it used to be known as, sure, maybe the perception of it, how it feels is going to shift and change. But it's never going away because it makes people billions of dollars, right?
We care way too much. Like,
yeah.
I say to my Iowa State fans, so you're telling me someday you aren't going to go to Jack Trice Stadium? I say to my Hawkeye fans, you're telling me someday you aren't going to be a Hawkeye fan on Saturday? Well, no, not me. I mean, as a whole.
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm different.
Right.
Here's the weird part about that is I personally wonder where the college infrastructure is going in general, like the education part of it.
Thank you, Tyler. I think about this a lot.
We actually had this conversation yesterday when it came to eligibility, right? Because of the kid from Indiana that was granted a full year of eligibility now because he said his time at JUCO shouldn't count. And Ross and I were like, okay, you got to get a hold on the eligibility thing, and that is it just 5? You get 5 years, you get 6 years, whatever it is. Is it an age limit with the exception of military service and like a Mormon mission? Right?
Yeah, that brings back. We got to get Coach Stepsis's Edgar on the Hawks somehow. We need him.
Dude, that was a great story.
Unbelievable. He disappears from the game and comes back with sparkling grape juice
with a shopping cart full of shark. Imagine that visual of him running.
Dude, I was listening to you guys. I was laughing listening to that story, like in my house by myself. Anyway, I don't know where online classes and the younger generation valuing a college education is kind of in question at this point, certainly out 2 or 3 decades from now. Like, where is that going to go? So then how is the sports, the athletic side connected to whatever, because that education system is a huge, massive infrastructure that the athletics are then built into as well. I don't know how that looks. I don't know if college football is eventually like separate or college sports in general. I have no idea. It's not going to go anywhere though, because in the end, we're all just like dumb cavemen who like to run around and play games. And the other cavemen who aren't as talented like to watch for entertainment. So like, we're going to continue to do that for a long time.
Was anybody ever academically ineligible when you played?
If they were, they pretty quickly were out of the program.
Oh, okay. How about this? This is what I want you to take in over the week, okay? Next week. There's a documentary on Prime It's called Cocaine Quarterback. It's about the 2004 USC football team.
Okay.
Okay. And how their true MVP was not Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, or Lendell White. It was some kid named Owen Hansen. He was a fourth-string wide receiver who had never played football before. Walked onto the team in 2004 from the volleyball team. Tyler, he was their steroid provider.
God, I could have used that guy, man. I could have used that guy. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
He turned, only the first couple minutes are about USC and his time with the USC program. Really, the first episode maybe, but then he became basically an international drug kingpin.
Did you watch it?
I watched.
Is it
2
good?
or 3 episodes. It's fantastic.
Oh,
it's
then I'm watching it today. Then I'm not doing anything today.
Yeah,
steroids are so cool. They're not safe, but they're so cool. No, seriously, it's unbelievable, like what we can do biologically, and they used these cool ass posters that they have in the Iowa. Like my dad, who played for a couple years in the '80s, actually the '85 team, who's being honored at the game Saturday.
Tyler, I don't think I knew this. Your dad played for the Hawks.
Played. He was on the roster. I think he made it in his second year at one point. I think because of injury to second string center. In the 87 year. So he was there for the 86, 87 Rose Bowl teams. Came in right after this 85 team who's being honored. And back then, the 400-pound bench club, like who could bench 400 pounds, was like half of the team because they were all on juice.
Oh.
How many guys, like when I was there, I mean, we've come a long way, 40 years. You'd think like, okay, well, those numbers should rise then probably, right? No, there's like 11 guys on the team that could bench 400, and they're all the line. Man, they were Barry Bonds. Put him in the Hall of Fame. We need steroids back in baseball. I know everyone's at home going, "This guy's a nut." But yeah, man, I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Cool.
I'm gonna watch that for sure. It sounds amazing, and
it's a good one.
Yeah, it would be.
Have fun tomorrow night, buddy.
I will.
Yeah, have a great time. Enjoy.
I'm gonna try to jump on the show after if my.
Oh, nice.
I might even bring. My
phone
phone
would work,
or my laptop. I could hotspot it from the car and.
Honey, you're driving. I'm going to do the show.
Yeah, my wife Lauren will drive, and I'll catch you from I-80.
Big thanks.
That'd
to
be
Lauren.
awesome.
Thanks a lot, Kluver. If you can't tomorrow, no big deal. But we appreciate the effort if you can, and enjoy your time up there, buddy.
Absolutely. Everybody, get your little walks in today, and on the other side, take your steroids. Walking and steroids, baby. Fitness Friday. See you later.
See you, buddy. Tyler Kluver. Life advice from Tyler Kluver. Take a walk. Do steroids.
It's a 2-step process. Get fit.
Yes.
Get fit quick.
Just get fit. Maybe try the Tai Chi.
I like what he said. It's a fitness snack. I don't need a whole fitness meal. I'm plenty full. I can use a little snack.
All right. Don't forget the Black and Gold Rush tomorrow, right after the Iowa game. We'll be taking your phone calls and feedback from what we hope is an Iowa win over Indiana. But it's going to be a tough one as the Hoosiers rolling up points and coming to Iowa City looking to make a point.
Most of the time when we get close to kickoff, I feel more confident. I'm not today. I'm not feeling that like, all right, Hawkeyes. Hopefully tomorrow morning I wake up with that grit.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushladio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
It's September in Iowa, and that means the Cyhawk game. And while you do have to choose between two teams,
go Hawks, by the way,
you don't have to choose between good service and competitive pricing. For the month of September, we have one of our best service packages for $299.99. This includes oil change, tire rotation, brake fluid exchange, and additives. Get your Nissan tailgate ready with Willis Nissan. Schedule online or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.